What's up everybody, welcome to Money Management channel. My name is Andrei and today I'm gonna be doing an update on MMTLP and FINRA saga.
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed, born a rock star in this life, gonna live it up.
And on today's video guys, I will show you an update from first RICO lawsuit that was filed by Mark Basil. I will show you an update from the second RICO lawsuit that was filed by Scott Trott, and I will show you some interesting details in regards to this lawsuit as well. On top of that, I will show you another calculations of potential share price that should be proven in front of the court in order to have more chances to have quite decent payoffs. On top of that, I will show you a due diligence, amazing due diligence from Rare DD, and I will show you a potential tsunami wave that we are witnessing right now. So, and before we dive deep into all of this, guys, please hit the like button for YouTube algorithm and drop me a line in the comment section if you think my videos are valuable for you. So let's start with the first news, and you know that we have basically two RICO lawsuits. That one of them was filed by Mark Basil and his company, and the second one was filed by Scott Trott just recently. And we have an update in regards to the first lawsuit, and let me quote you this. Phoenix Tabloid wrote this 19 hours ago. New on MMTLP and trades versus TradeStation. Sorry, no actual filing today, because we are out on a hike, so doing from my phone. Pandemic at Mark Basil law firm. Intercoastal opposition to TradeStation's motion was due on Tuesday, but they have asked for 14 days extension due to COVID-19. And here is the screenshot. Intercoastal opposition to TradeStation's motion is currently due on August the 6th. Plaintiff undersigned Pro Hac Vice Counsel has been out of office with COVID and, as such, requires additional time to prepare Intercoastal's response to TradeStation motion. So, guys, this means we have a slight delay in this ping-pong of the documents, and definitely it is just a technical update, but we have to keep this in mind because our potential deadline was switched from August the 6th to August 20th. So, let me show you more interesting update, in this case that was written by Christian Shaughnessy. And guys, you know that RICO lawsuit, one of the main conditions of RICO lawsuit, one of the main requirements, I would say, of RICO lawsuit is the evidence of the collusion of different companies who performed some illegal actions. And potentially we have this evidence through the reports of major market makers. And let me quote you this. Things that make you go, Max Squeezy the cow lays out why Jeffries might also have a big problem on its hands, putting the last part of the thread roll so you don't miss it. And here is the direct speech. So, Jeffries Financial Group, with its $12 billion in so-called sold not yet purchased, as well as $2.6 billion in counterparty credit risk market making, credit default swaps and mounting of derivatives, has offices in the same building as Citadel. And guys, I have to say that it is quite high number even for Jeffries Financial Group. Let me show you this original tweet. Max Squeezy the cow wrote this. Jeffries Financial Group reported almost $12 billion in financial instruments sold not yet purchased in the period ended May 31st, 2024, which represented 22.48% of Jeffries' total liabilities. And guys, this number is huge, and potentially it is the evidence that these shares were nakedly shorted. And we have more and more evidence from the major market makers in regards to this issue, because in their own reports, earnings reports, they admitted that this number is growing rapidly, and they basically all major market makers have billions in these filings. And on top of that, guys, they are They have basically the office in the same building as Citadel, and Virtu, potentially two most crucial companies that potentially were the major market makers and the major naked short sellers in not only in MMTLP case, but in other cases as well. And guys, I told you multiple times, and let me tell you even one more time, that we have to unite not only inside our case, inside our community, but we have to unite with other communities as well. And let me show you that we have basically the evidence that a huge tsunami wave is coming. Junk Savvy reposted the tweet that was published by Kevin Malone, and Kevin Malone is the international fiduciary advisor, and he wrote just a couple of days ago this. Just found out that hundreds of individual investors from the GME, BBBY, AMC and MMTLP communities are contacting their state's representatives to submit information on the Wall Street RICO case. Have you? And take a look on this screenshot. Let me quote you this in details. Thank you again for reaching out. I appreciate you coming to us with this information. If you would like to send me what proof and evidence you have collected, I can pass that along to our constituent services team, who would be happy to open a case on your behalf with the SEC and or DOJ to see if they are looking into this matter. If this is something you would like to do, we would need you to fill out a privacy release form. I have gone ahead and attached the link to our website. And here you can see the signature, JP Atchison, District Director, Office of Congresswoman Victoria Sparks. And we have more and more evidence that retail investors from different communities are trying to make this huge tsunami wave in order to make our voices louder. And guys, this is one of the most prominent ways how we can attract more people and how we can attract more attention to all of these cases, and this will definitely help us to achieve our main goal, to have fair and transparent markets. So, let me show you another quite interesting and important news that is directly related to our case, and at this time I want to show you Scott Trott's tweet, several tweets and retweets. Paul T wrote this 14 hours ago, and as you can see, he refers to my yesterday's video, and I asked you to be a part of red or white team, and this is these are two teams in which community members have to prove different theories in regards to the price of MMTLP shares, MMTLP and NextBridge hydrocarbon shares. And for now, according to Scott Trott, we have a baseline of $1,275. And Oliver, in response to this tweet, wrote this: he will be sent to arbitration. It means the case will be sent to arbitration, like everyone else. Even if not, a judge is not going to base it on opinions of hypotheticals. They are not going to base it on a squeeze price. It will be based on our last earnings report. Regardless of what happens, it only pertains to him. And Scott Trott answered this: no and no again. And who is to say what I do and how I proceed? There is no barrier to me having a lawyer enter and convert it into a class action down the line, which I thought through. Did you read my complaint? Did you see I'm asking for limited class action certification to protect everyone's statute of limitations issue? And guys, if you don't know what are the orders from Scott Trott's case, you can read it right here on MMTLP Resources. You can find the screenshots of his the order in his case, and I have to say that I covered this multiple times, and I don't want to pay attention to this information again. Let me show you the next tweet that was published again by Oliver, and he wrote: yes, but it doesn't mean it will happen. US courts are very corrupt. As for market-based, any resolution he achieves will only be for himself. It means for the plaintiff. We aren't plaintiffs. Paul, DM me if you want to know something more. And Scott wrote again responded, I disagree. Consult a lawyer, but everything I've read says I can accept plaintiffs who are with Schwab. I can't represent a class action, but once I'm through their motions to dismiss, people who have standings can join. But I will be going for global fix. 2 days of trading restored or an expensive settlement for everyone, regardless of who their broker was. And again, you can read this in his order. On top of that, let me show you another quite interesting update, at this time from James, defrauded by FINRA. And James wrote, I calculated Orogrande asset value of estimation of about 3.2 billion barrels of oil plus 6 trillion cubic feet natural gas. And it equals to the price of $569 to $1,327 per share, depending on number of shares, oil price, and $20 to $40 per barrel extraction cost. And here is the calculations itself. On December the 8th of 2022, MMTLP with the number of shares outstanding of 165.5 million, and with the price of crude oil at roughly $72.29, it equals to $819 to $1,327 per share. And as of August the 2nd of 2024, NextBridge Hydrocarbons with 251.8 million shares outstanding and with a crude oil price of about $74.14, and this equals to $569 to $903 per share. And guys, I have to say that we have to see more calculations based on the intrinsic value of the company, but the most concerning part is these numbers of oil and gas inside the Orogrande properties. That is why, guys, we have to have more information from people who are experts and who have an expertise in this field. That is why, guys, if you have this type of knowledge, please contact Scott Trott. So, and let me show you another amazing due diligence from RareDD in regards to the price, share price as well. He wrote this just several hours ago. You ever scroll the level 2 of your favorite stocks to see the highest value someone has for their sell order? You've likely seen some very ridiculous prices that have zero chance of even getting filled. One of the only ways it could ever happen is if there was very low liquidity and the broker force liquidated short positions for any available price. In the case of MMTLP, FINRA usually halted trading on December the 9th of 2022 because this was to be the first day that some brokerages began to force liquidate remaining short positions in MMTLP if they weren't voluntarily closed. Brokerages don't need to be instructed to do this. If they recognize that they want to be a market for short positions to close, they get to decide if they want to deal with that situation. FINRA acknowledges that there is still existing short interest, though they seem to have a low estimate compared to what NextBridge Hydrocarbons has been solicited for. Also, TradeStation has admitted that the number of NextBridge shares allocated to their bulk certificate falls short of how many shares of MMTLP that were held by their clients. What should have occurred on December the 9th and December the 12th of 2022 was a true example of supply and demand. MMTLP longs has held the supply of the MMTLP shares that would have been demanded by MMTLP shorts. Whether or not there is a mechanism to transfer a short position from a publicly traded security to a private non-tradable security was never the question. There is a mechanism to transfer my average house in my neighborhood into my name, but that doesn't mean that it's in the best interest of those that might be affected. So, E-Trade is one of those brokerages that prefer to not allow short positions to transfer to a private, non-tradable security. For whatever reason, their system wasn't set up to allow a U3 hull to prevent good till cancelled orders from initiating. Because of this, we have evidence from multiple E-Trade clients that saw their shares sell for prices up to $200,000, and that order was for 1,000 shares. That's $200 million for shares that were never valued at more than about $12.5 thousand. But this was just one sell order. But if you suggest that, of course, FINRA had to use recall because investors were greedy, you'd be wrong. The ones that were greedy were the ones that attempted to short TRCH into bankruptcy, but never closed their short positions. And when MMTLP became tradable and they had another opportunity to close, they still didn't close. And when they learned that MMTLP would become a private company, they still didn't close. Guys, and this is why we are in this situation right now with the short position on private company. And let me quote you further. Instead, they allegedly colluded to devise a plan to halt trading just before liquidations would begin. Coincidence? And concluded to short MMTLP even more, presumably so that the last traded price of $2.9 would be where the negotiations began. So guys, I have to admit that yes, we have all the evidence of these illegal actions, and we have too late to cancel orders from Timeless team with the price of his order at $200,000. And this is a pure evidence that something was wrong back in December of 2022, and we have to investigate it. That is why we are still here and we are fighting to do this. And guys, let me tell you my personal story. I have a wife and 2 children aged 11 and 15, as well as a small dog. After 30 years of living in Russia near the Baikal Lake, we decided to move. Now we reside in Serbia. Although I don't own any MMTLP shares, I invest a lot of time creating daily MMTLP videos. I have been doing this every day without days off and holidays for more than 1.5 years. Now I wish to buy back this time from my family, from my children. We've agreed that I will ask the MMTLP community to support me, and I will give all the money to the children. Therefore, if you believe that I am providing useful content for you and wish to support me, you can join my Patreon account. For $5 a month, I will add your name to my list of supporters if you wish. Thank you in advance. The link you can find in the description below. So, I think that's all information that I want to provide you. If you like my video, please hit the like button and subscribe to my channel. And see you guys and girls next time. Bye!
I got the cash in the bag, stadium packed. Born a rock star in this life, gone live it up on the attack. Baby, I'm bad, I just wanna get caught up in this life. I'm crazy, I'm mad, doing no cap. Only God wants you.